Hey, you, pack your bags. We're taking you on a trip around the world. World Showcase, that is. Plus, some wet spaghetti and some hot takes, too. Let's bring back the magic.
Bring back the magic for all to see. Together we'll discover all the joy and glow. In every story, there's a little bit of gold. Join our podcast adventure, let the magic unfold.
All right, we're back for another fantastic episode of Bring Back the Magic podcast. This episode is brought to you by, and is always brought to you by, Theme Park Chuckle. You can grab yourself the Bring Back the Magic podcast Pleasure Island throwback t-shirt up there right now. Keep an eye out, guys. Sometimes these things are on sale, but you know what? Whether on sale or not, if you buy them, you support the podcast, and we appreciate you for it. So check out Theme Park Chuckle.
I love that shirt.
I am one of your hosts. I'm Josh.
And I am his sister, Gina. And for those of you just joining us, welcome aboard. Please be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube if that's where you're checking out this podcast. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. If you're listening on Spotify, thank you for joining us. And please hit the follow. We love your comments on either platform. So please, please, please tell us what you thought of the episode. Unless you didn't like it, then tell us what we wish you thought of the episode.
Lie to us.
And of course, on social media, we are at BBT Magic Podcast, both on TikTok and Instagram. And we also do have a Facebook page.
Nicely done. And I want to take time to remind you this episode is brought to you by me.
It's brought to you by the letters T and V and the number 14.
Just kidding. I don't know what I'm saying. This episode is TV 14. So let's keep it clean for the 14.
You know what's so funny? That just made me think of when we were testing microphones before the episode. Josh was like, okay, talk in your normal voice. And I did. And then he goes, no, like talking. I go, that is my normal voice. I do talk this loud. And then he goes, do something that'll spike the speakers. And I laughed because my laugh always shoots it up because I'm like, ha, 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 ha. So sorry for those of you listening on Spotify.
I'm having trouble controlling the volume of my voice.
I have no inner monologue.
Well, you can already tell we're off to a fantastic start on this episode, but we're going to go into something pretty quickly into this because we've got two things to take care of. Much like you said in the cold open, we're not only going to do wet spaghetti, but we're also going to do hot takes. So let's make it get hot in here, baby. It's sizzling.
So let me get a drink. It's so hot in here. Mm.
He's come for his soul.
Oh, no. Hot flash, hot flash.
It's
getting warm in here.
I have to give the devil his due. He's come to get my soul. Just kidding. I love Jesus. Okay. So, hot take.
That's the underworld. We should call this. This segment's called The Underworld.
Welcome to the underworld. All right, guys. So, hot takes. Gina, what is your hot take of the week?
Okay, time-wise, I had done a live this morning, although this will air later. And this was a hot take that hit me that I'd been thinking about. And then I forgot before the episode that we last filmed. And then it came to me finally. But it ties into this episode, our World Showcase episode. My hot take is Food and Wine Festival does not need to be that long. And they should start holiday stuff November 1st. We all know how I feel about the glimmering greenhouses, that should be the kickoff to Christmas at Disney November 1st. So it should absolutely be lit up. But Food and Wine...
What is it, about 2.5 months?
It's forever. Food and Wine doesn't need to be that long because it's not as good as it used to be, which is the main hot take in here. I think it was so good because it was the only one. And it was fantastic. And it was the first one. And it was awesome. The other festivals, this is a marathon, not a sprint. The other festivals are starting to pass it, in my opinion. Now, I have seen good reviews about some of the food. But as far as the theming of Food and Wine is at every festival. So needing to make it, now I will say, the Eat to the Beat is a big part of it for me. But you could also just continue that. Eat to the Beat doesn't even say Food and Wine in it. Yeah. It's just Eat to the Beat. You could just have that be a November and December thing or carried into it. I don't know. I don't work there. I don't need to work out the logistics. But I feel like if they could stop Food and Wine like at the end of October, because they started in August now, and then make Festival of the Holidays a longer festival, they could improve on that festival because it's currently our least favorite. But I also think it's one we don't get to it as often. And I think they could enhance that festival and also just make the holidays. And Hansel's so hot right now. And Hanseling so hot right now.
So hot right now.
But that is my hot take. It used to be my favorite festival. I do not think it needs to be as long as it is.
You're also wearing your Remy shirt. Right?
And my
Anyone can
Remy
cook.
earrings.
Yeah, so you know your obsession with that, but it's actually, I think, in Food and Wine right now they have that milkshake, right? They have like a Remy.
They do.
It's really, it's actually, because I've seen multiple people report on it. I haven't been there since they had it,
I haven't.
but it's like it actually looks like the picture, which is pretty amazing.
Shout out to my new little Remy that I added to the studio right here.
He's somewhere there.
He's back there.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, that's my hot take.
That's not a bad hot take. Here's what I'll say. My hot take, okay, because I do agree with your stance on that. Like as far as Food and Wine, I feel like it's not what it used to be, and other festivals are surpassing.
Again, I think it was just the best because it was the first.
Now I'm gonna go. For my hot take, I'm actually gonna go into EPCOT as well. My hot take is Le Cellier is not a must do. Okay, from a person who likes steakhouses and somebody who says, is it a passable option for dining and probably one of the better ones in EPCOT for a steak? Yes, it is. But if you're talking about Disney property and you want to splurge to go out to one of these things that has multiple little dollar signs next to the price when you go into your Disney app and everybody sees it like, oh no, stay away from that one. Yeah. Don't let this show up in my filter because I'm already paying.
Where's Pizza Rizzo?
Yeah. Where is this? Where's that free water? But I will say this, there is plenty of more options. And as time goes on, look at Bourbon Steak just opened up the Dolphin. That's one I'm looking forward to doing. It's had rave reviews. I love the environment at Le Cellier, but what I'm saying is it's not a knock somebody over, say, oh, I can get a reservation for Le Cellier. Like it's not worth that. I would rather go to, first of all, the Boathouse, which is a Gibson Steakhouse, which you'll get probably a better quality of meat there than anything else, because again, this is like the number 2 restaurant in the country by volume.
Right.
Like literally, it's a lot, like 40 some million or whatever it is, or something it does a year. It's ridiculous. But also with that is STK that's down in in Disney Springs. What I'm saying is my hot take is like, don't go there, say this is where I'm gonna have my steak dinner. And people say good things about Steakhouse 71. I'll be honest with you, that's also a hot take for me. I didn't enjoy my meal at Steakhouse 71.
We only did go for full dinner one time though, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna give another chance, but I'm like, it wasn't something.
I do love the bar atmosphere.
My thing is, if you have a steakhouse and you're getting a steak in a steakhouse, no matter what, that first experience should wow you. You should be what keeps you there, because if you're going to do something, you're going to quantify something as being a steakhouse.
No, I agree with you on that.
That's like saying I'm a restaurant that specializes in churros and you have the worst churros. And you're like, why am I going to come back there? I'm like, I don't know restaurant sponsors are like specialized in churros.
Here's a hot take, because it won't shock anyone, because everyone knows I always love the older stuff better than the newer stuff.
You like the buffet at Le Cellier better?
Here's a hot take. I loved it when it was a buffet. It was not a buffet. It was a cafeteria.
It was literally, okay, I was going to bring that up. Okay,
it was
so
a cafeteria.
Years and years ago, it was like basically the equivalent of going to like a Bob's Big Boy in the basement of something.
No, but Bob's Big Boy's a buffet. You could go back and get refills. This was a cafeteria.
Yeah, it was a cafeteria set, but that's what I reminded.
Like what you do on Castaway Key.
So with the trays, you go through and you have the
wet. This one's wet.
And I'm like,
you need a tray.
Yeah. So that's what it was. You would go through like a cafeteria style thing, like literally when you were going through a hospital. Like it was a hospital cafeteria. You go and get your food, you checked out.
School cafeteria.
There you go. But then it became this thing. I was like, that's why for years I didn't realize that it changed. And I was like, oh, isn't that buffet or that like cafeteria
You
thing?
said you love the ambiance in there. And that would be my hot take, is I don't. I feel like it feels...
I like to feel that it's still darker in there.
Right. I do like that. I don't want it millennial gray. You know that. But I do feel like...
It's just small.
It feels old in there. And I'm all for like if something's trying to represent a certain like cultural thing in World Showcase for sure. But I feel like it feels like a steak and ale, but it's much more expensive than a steak and ale. So
Which is a restaurant that was near us.
Right. Get a charcuterie board there though, because they have a candle that's made out of beef tallow that as it melts, you spread it on the bread. That is my favorite thing at Le Cellier.
No, so there's great options, but the fact is,
nice.
Like I
I agree with you. It's not a must do.
I wouldn't have that as my thing, and that's
it's not a must do. I agree with you.
That's your hot take for that.
I agree.
So now that we've gone through the hot takes, I'm gonna go through and go to our other conversation point, which is
wet spaghetti. Oh, mamma mia!
Spaghetti. Okay, spaghetti. I'm ready. Yes.
Grazie.
Yes. Again, we're Italian. We can do that. Don't make fun of us at home. So, Gina, what is your wet spaghetti?
I heard
Did you hear it?
I heard, because I'm on this tangent
Sponsored by Miracle Ear.
about new Disney resorts. I heard that they are going to be doing a resort because the home in the land is so popular and people frequently post that they wish they could live in that house on the land.
It's listed on Zillow.
And that they wish it was on Zillow or whatever. I heard that Disney is doing a little, let's call it tiny house kind of like version of a Disney resort where they're like the way that
Tiny house community?
the way that we love the cabins that are, you know, individual. People love the bungalows, but the cabins, how they give you that I could almost live here kind of feeling, but doing it like a homestead kind of resort that's living with the land, but living on the land. Exactly. And the restaurants there will be farm to table. Everything will be kind of promoting this sustainable.
Are we saying this is a resort, or this is like a new thing, almost like Celebration?
I mean, I guess it could. I haven't heard the details.
I like the idea of the celebration. That's where I'm getting the vibes of saying it's
okay. Again, it was very early in the works. I could only get fractions of the details. It could go either way. But my first hearing of it was they were talking about doing it as a little resort. And the idea being that you could go and live in this little home while you were there, and really promoting sustainability, very much getting away from the high tech electronics, all that kind of stuff. They would have activities there that were like device free and kind of taking you back to things with the land, lots of activities for the family to do. They're kind of like taking the idea of how the campground is very, you know, activities there for everyone that you could just stay there and do stuff there. But this would be like a little like homestead living on the land.
I love it.
Resort.
That is some good wet spaghetti. Yeah. I'll take another helping of that, please. Thank
From
you.
your favorite meatball.
And the best place to live at 110 square feet. Okay. You're like,
yes.
Batteries not included. Please void while we're
Give
prohibited.
the people what they want. And
Gina,
lots of roosters.
Gina, I know you haven't heard this, but you're going to hear this now. I heard that Robin Hood will finally be coming to Disney World, and in the form of a new dining and entertainment show, okay, called
Oodalolly. I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. Same brain.
So
I love
called
it.
Oodalollies.
Yes.
Where you'll dine in a medieval setting in Old England, okay? It will include a
Like
stage
medieval
show that has
times?
to do, just like kind of like a medieval times, but a stage show that has to do with Robin Hood, story of Robin Hood and everything. And this attraction will actually be taking over this festival center that's in between Canada and the UK in EPCOT. So you'll have it right in the UK.
It makes
and it will have
so much
a huge
sense.
restaurant in there called Oodalollies. And the festival center will now be taken over to Wonders of Life Pavilion, that they'll utilize that for any kind of things they need. So Oodalollies will be coming to
How
Epcot.
cute does that just even sound? Oh, we're having dinner at Oodalollies. I love it.
So
and they
that
can
will
serve
be- I
oodles
told
of
you.
noodles.
I told you. I told you it's some wet spaghetti. So think about
love
this.
it.
You have a stage show. So you think about the things where you have like the Diamond Horseshoe, or you had what's the other one we used to do? The Hoop-de-Doo review. You have a stage show
I like
where
it.
it's all Robin Hood themed,
Yes.
and then you have the theming
And
in
all
the
the
restaurant.
rich
but
people
it's-
there have to pay for all the poor people.
Sorry, you're being charged double, and tax is tax.
Really, your name and phone
But
number
look
and
for it,
tax
guys.
bracket.
Tell us what you think. Oodalollies, okay?
I
Oodalollies right
love
in
it.
the UK pavilion.
That just spawned
at
another wet
Epcot.
spaghetti for me that I'll save for next time. I
Okay,
just
so-
noted in my journal. I love it.
I have a feeling, and that is your wet spaghetti. Oh,
Not
yes,
in
Mamma Mia.
Nottingham.
No, I'm a fool from the spaghetti. Who got salsa on my shirt from that? Okay.
I love that. I think
So-
there's both some good spaghetti this time.
So our topic for discussion today is Unpacking World Showcase in Epcot. Okay. There is a lot. Okay. It might only be what? It's 13 countries, right?
11.
11. That's what I said. 11 countries.
You're thinking colonies.
Yes. I have a shirt I designed that says 11 countries, two hands, one mouth. That I think, who says 13? You know what? You're fired, Josh. Anyway, so let's call it 11 countries. Really 12 if you count Africa's outpost. But it's but that's a continent, not a country.
And they did get a big thing
So-
at Animal Kingdom.
Yes, and that's good because I actually do like the stuff they did there. But let's talk about how we want to go through this. I would say let's unpack Epcot World Showcase, like kind of in the order that you should drink around it.
So Mexico.
Which you start in Mexico, and if you don't start in Mexico, I don't know what you're doing. Who wants to start? Like nobody's gonna start in Canada. There's no reason for that.
I don't get it. I told you I can't end my day with tequila.
You know, okay. Here's the idea, real quick for you. Like you can start in the UK and Canada. If you came in the International Gateway and you said, I want to start drinking, but I'm going to go over there, you can start, go UK, you can go Canada, and you can go back Mexico and then come back, make the thing.
And I told you, my one exception being, are you starting your day just World Showcasing or are you starting your day drinking? Because if I'm coming into EPCOT from the International Gateway and I want to get breakfast, I am going to start.
No, I'm not saying like the early day. I'm saying like you're ready. You've had something in your stomach. You're ready to go drink around the world. That's what it is.
Mexico.
So let's start in Mexico.
Okay.
Mexico, I feel like we've talked about this before, but I feel like Mexico is due for some upgrades to some things.
But let's first let everybody know, because again, we always assume that everyone listening has been to Disney, knows everything. There may be Disneyland people listening. People have never been to Disney. So World Showcase, as you know, Josh said, there are 11 countries represented around this lagoon.
I said 13, but it's
around this lagoon.
Wrong.
And they try to be as culturally accurate as possible. And they don't all offer the same type of things. And what I mean by that is we're starting in Mexico, and Mexico offers technically they have 2 restaurants, 2 bars, and an attraction, because they have Cava de Tequila inside. They have the little Choza de Margarita, is that what it's called, outside. Then they have
La Hacienda.
They have La Hacienda, which is a like sit down, and then they have the inside San Angel. But during the day, La Hacienda, I think, is just overflow seating for the quick service. But then at night, you can sit. So it changes. But it's got a lot of... So it's got multiple dining options, multiple bar options,
and then it's got the walk-up. Yeah, it's got the walk-up or whatever it is for like tacos.
And an attraction, which is a very small little boat ride theme,
and it's in a small footprint.
A very small footprint. And a lot to offer. So Mexico, I should say, frequently ends up on people's top 3. I would say, because yes, if you're drinking, there's a host of different margaritas available to you in 2 different locations. And then it has the little boat ride, which rarely has a wait, especially during slower times. It's cute, family friendly, easy to get on. Although handicapped people, it's a little bit more of a challenge getting out of those boats, we know from our mom. And the food is great. The food is great. You know, as far as theme park Mexican food, I think it's decent. It's not like my end all for the quick service.
What are we saying here? But I'll tell you this. So depending on what you're talking about, like as far as the food quality, like San Angel, like I'll go and sit in there and I'll just have the queso funditas right now. The guacamole's not too bad. Like they give with chicharrones and all and that stuff in it. I don't enjoy their entrees in San Angel. Like La Hacienda has a couple that aren't on the thing that are decent, but I feel like they're doing overhaul on their menu to make it more. It's fine if it's authentic Mexican. I'd rather have tacos that are kind of like, you know, a carnitas or something with like, you know, like fresh cilantro or like pickled onions, stuff like this. That's fine. If you have authentic Mexican where it's not like, here's your sour cream and cheese, and that's American Mexican.
But the queso funditos
queso funditos are off the charts.
Check out Josh's video.
But if you go through and you're going outside and you're getting more of the, let's say the Taco Bell Mexican, where you're like, here's some nachos, here's this stuff. And that's fine because that's crowd pleaser stuff. That's what a walk-up should be. Okay, I like when you have food and wine. They have more of the stuff where it's like you have the kiosk and you can grab and go something that's more and something, a corn tortilla, and you're like, okay, this is more authentic Mexican.
Right. Yeah.
I like that stuff, but I feel like the menu needs to be overhauled there, and possibly even with La Hacienda, maybe expanded out a little bit, because there is a big portion when you have like the ring carver right there, and you have the little thing where they play the mariachi thing. There's enough space to go out a little bit further. You might be able to expand that restaurant out a little bit, or make some kind of little outside bar right there sitting for like seating. You could do that too, and have another place that's not so jammed up with the margarita station, because you'll get that and it just snakes a big line and everything.
It was surprising when they built that margarita bar right there, because it kind of looks like it's always been there, and that was a lot of
that's what we're talking about. If they updated the ride, which current ride for people that don't know is the Grand Fiesta Tour, which is 3 Caballeros, and you go through it's a small world lake, but kind of like a
it's cute
mix mash of different things. And it's a shorter ride, not real long, but it's nice to have
get out of the AC.
It's simple to go on your kids. But we're talking
about by the restaurant.
But what if they went and changed it and they made a Coco like ride? Because they already have the beginning of when you go into the pyramid, you have the ofrenda from Coco. You've got some Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos kind of stuff. You have an interactive little things that sometimes work on the wall with like the skeleton stuff and everything, like Hector or whatever it got up there. But the inside's fine. Like the shops, La Cava, like all that stuff, fine. I have no issues with that. I wish La Cava was a little larger, but it's you got to do what you do. But it's not a lot of room for a queue space in there. So we're saying if they did overhaul from Coco, what would you do? I said, well, you have to make the entrance into a different. You do it along the side of the pyramid.
You kind of have to eliminate those two shops that are right there.
You can have it, and it can dump in. It can dump into the pyramid. But you said you have it load from outside, and I feel like they can do that around the side where maybe you take the margarita bar, move it down to where the mariachi stuff is.
And I'm fine if they never do that, because looking forward, I feel like there may be other places we haven't thought of where like a Coco attraction could go. I do love Coco. I love that they added it onto the Disney cruise ship as a restaurant and show option, because I love that movie, and I also love Mexican food. So, but I'm okay if they don't ever change that ride, just because I do think it's not impossible, but I do think it'll be a challenge, because that space already feels so tight when you're in there. I'm not just talking about the queue. I'm talking about that pavilion. When you're inside there, the little shops and stuff, there's not a lot of flow room. So I just feel like, would it take something we love and is quaint and kind of spoil it?
Well, there's that argument too. Okay,
So
but
I'm okay if they don't. I'm not. I'll see. If they
there's
do,
ways to do it where it makes sense and it doesn't cause backup, I'm all for that.
Right. Also, hot take. I don't always love when it classic IP is replaced with a newer IP, because again, I love Coco.
Oh, so you take
but it
Three
is nice
Caballeros,
seeing Three Caballeros, because that's such a classic. You know,
Maybe they go back in when we were talking about a fifth gate for the multiverse. Mash up Coco and the Three Caballeros
that could be fun.
in there, and Encanto. It's like all this perfect storm trio. But that's like, to me, Mexico. That's kind of how I feel about that pavilion. I mean, I do love getting like a margarita there. I do love the fact that you have like it's a chill vibe in there. I've never been in there where it feels like it's like, oh, I want to get out of Mexico. I'm like, most of the time it's like, oh, I'm not ready to leave yet.
Yeah.
You know, I do like their quick service, because I feel like it does, like I said, I might refer to as like affectionately, because I love Taco Bell. My gut will tell you the same thing.
Now.
My toilet will tell you something different.
John,
But,
John, see our last episode.
Hashtag Instagram. But it's.
What would you rate it?
It's good food. It's good food to an extent. I'm like, you're talking about like if it's out of 10 scale, like when like.
Okay. Should we rate it 1 to 11 as if we're placing them on a list? I think that'd be too hard.
I don't want to put them on like a list of like which ones are rated on that scale. I don't even want to really rate. I'll just say the food in Mexico from the outside, and I'll go through each thing. Like the food on the walk up. The walk up food, I would give probably 6.5 to like 7.
Based on theme park food or food overall?
Based on theme park, based on food overall, 6.5 to 7.
Like anywhere you need.
And if you went somewhere and got something, you said, would I be happy with this? It's above average, so it's definitely above a 5, but it's not verging on very good.
Rather than me giving a whole speech for each one, I will tell you if I agree or disagree on yours.
Okay, that's fine. So I would say it's somewhere like approaching on to maybe a 7, 6.5 to 7, 6 3/4. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'll say that for that. La Hacienda and for San Angel, like I would say for theme park food in that kind of deal, it's around the same kind of area, maybe a little less. I would say 6 out of 10.
Really?
For that, other than the Queso Funditos, if I'm just going there, Queso Funditos, we're at like an 8.5.
Are you giving it 2 scores, one based on regular food and one based on theme park food?
How do you want to do it?
I was just saying pick one.
Okay, we'll make it on regular food. Okay, we'll make it on regular food.
Okay.
So I would say like regular food, if you were going to go out to have Mexican, I would say it's a 6 for those.
Agreed.
Okay, it's a 6 on those. It's about 6 3/4 for the walk up. Okay.
Except for the Queso Funditos.
Except the Queso Funditos can easily push it to an 8 if that's only thing you ate there. Definitely worth it. And the drinks. Like I would say there's certain things
and the atmosphere.
Except for Neil Patrick Harrick's black diamond with black whatever thing it is. He's got that black magic or something like that margarita that's not good.
I never tried it.
It's terrible.
The atmosphere in San Angel is also awesome.
Oh, the atmosphere.
You feel like you're outside at night. It's beautiful. The boat ride goes by it. It is a beautiful, beautiful atmosphere.
The atmosphere is a 10. The only thing that rivals that is the yet to be built underworld attraction in Villains Land that I'm trying Disney to make. Right. But that's what I would say for that. So if you go from Mexico, you're going to go to Norway. Norway right there now has become kind of a Frozen tribute land. Where we got Frozen Ever After, which I know you're not a big fan of because you preferred the Maelstrom. You feel like it's a little disjointed in there. They were rushed and like just
the expression I use is phoned in.
Phoned in. Okay.
Phoned in.
But they also have like the meet and greet, which actually was a little easier to meet Anna and Elsa instead of having to go through all the stuff I did years ago with Peyton and waiting hours upon hours for her to meet these two princesses. So you have that, and you have like a little kind of like shoppy kind of little area thing, and then
Caramel
you've got,
coochie?
No. That's in Germany, not in
Really?
No, so you have
Are you
like
sure?
yes, 100%, 1000% actually, because it's across from it that I always make fun of.
Right.
So,
right. Well, what is it called? What's the little quick service that serves a school bread in Norway? What's that called?
I forget the name of it. I could look it up, but that would take me too long.
Right. I'm not a big
But they
fan of
also have like the
Akershus.
the tower right there. You go in, it's like Norse mythology stuff. You look and things. They have Odin and
I don't know if I've ever
everything in
done
there.
that. Akershus, I haven't eaten in a very long time. I know people enjoy the
It's
princess
like it's a
meat.
princess dining thing now, isn't it?
I've not been a fan of that food, but to be fair, I'm not saying overall I've been a huge fan of Norwegian fare in general.
I don't think it really is. It's just it's like it's I don't even say it's Norwegian fare.
I don't know. I feel like
It's
it
not
is.
even
because I did not care for it when I went.
It was just like a disjointed menu, what I remember of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, guys, we haven't been there in a while, but I did do the princess dining before. I've done that stuff like that, and that's what it is. Akershus is like a princess dining experience.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the fact that there's store in there because you have the trolls and everything you can get. I do get my cologne, because everybody asks me like what cologne I wear a million times, because Guerness has a bunch of their colognes. They do like Lila for women and then Gear for men. Which I've run into the guy a million times. He said, he's not here often. I go, I feel like he's always here. Because I've run into this guy. He looks like a Q-tip. Okay.
Oh,
God love him.
Kringla Bakery.
Kringla, yeah. That's what it is.
Kringla Bakery.
So I've ran into him a bunch of times. A very well put together older gentleman, but it's very fit. And he looks like his hair's got this really platinum, like grayish blonde, whatever you want to call it. But he looks like a Q-tip to me. So I always tease. But has incredible smelling cologne and perfumes. I get them there.
Okay.
And they also have the Helly Hansen stuff that they sell in the one store that's really expensive, but somewhat nice.
Okay, and I'm just going to tell you, I'm looking at the menu on Akershus for dinner, and Norwegian meatballs, words I can't pronounce, post-stop med bronzels, mashed potatoes and gravy. It is
so like
Norwegian
things you get like
food.
on a Friday afternoon.
Gulrotter or nothing against people speaking
Gina,
language. I can't.
Are you speaking or are you just gargling? You're like, hold on, no wait. So Gina was like this. She's like, you're like, I'm like, are you gargling?
Anyway, I stand firm. It's Norwegian food.
Okay, so whatever. Gina's right again. Oh, big shocker. Josh is wrong. So anyway, let's put it this way.
Okay.
Frozen Ever After, you're going to get sucked into Norway regardless if you have a child, because most of them are going to want to ride Frozen. Okay, especially if you're little girls.
Thankfully, my kid could care less.
They're going to and Gina has a young boy, and Gina's
boys
also
that love Frozen, but-
heavily influenced her child in every decision he makes. Like, that sucked. You're not going
I'm not
He's
gonna
like,
lie.
Yeah!
I'm not gonna lie. I 9 times out of 10 breeze by that entire pavilion.
Well,
God bless
I'm
Norway.
not
I
a
just
big
breeze by it.
long time in rides that I'm like.
Kringla, I would go there and get. They had a nice like little sandwich that I would get there, but overall, there's nothing
School
that.
bread's kind of to me.
I think that's
it's not great.
overrated.
Or it's like the troll horn.
Trollhorn, I do like there
Yeah.
because I love anything with like that crystal like sugar on the
Yeah.
outside. I love things like that.
So
Yeah, I do like
once you're in
Trollhorn.
Norway, that's pretty much what you're experiencing in there. Like I said, the shop's not bad. They have a lot of Frozen merchandise now. They have a lot of troll merchandise from old, like like ancient mythology things and all.
It's just not my favorite.
Yeah, and then you have.
But I was happy when it opened because those who don't know that may not be older school Disney fans is Norway was not one of the original pavilions when they opened Epcot. So Norway was an addition, and it was kind of a big deal. The idea that like, oh, we're getting another pavilion, and then that was where that ended. Never got into. They told you they constantly promoted all the new countries that were coming. Spain was one of them. Brazil was one of them. I think Israel at one
And
point
then they just put them
promoted.
in little kiosks and like.
And then they just did food and wine.
That's
Yeah,
basically
we
what it
don't
is.
need to actually build any.
But I feel like
pavilions.
they've got room. They should really start
They really
expanding
should.
upon that and making
I'd
something. Even if
rather
they're tiny.
see my money go there.
Even if they're tinier, or just replacing ones that aren't successful right now. But so when you're in Norway, that's what you got kind of offered to you. You got like a bakery, like kind of like setting where you get the school bread and everything, and then you've got like some Norse mythology things, nods
I need
to
to check that out.
Norway, and like I said, the shop you can get like Helly Hansen things that are ultra high end, kind of like a more of a overseas Nautica like
Trolls.
brand. Okay.
Troll stuff.
Yeah.
Not the movie Trolls, but like
Yeah.
actual trolls.
And it's a little tight when the line starts going for Frozen. 'Cause you go up there and you like feel like everybody's grilling you as you're walking up into like one of the stores. You're like, I'm not cutting the line, guys, but is what it is. But all rides end up in a gift shop, and that's where it dumps out into. So you're gonna go and hit a gift shop.
I remember making that statement once when I was talking about Ratatouille not dumping into a gift shop, and I was like, because every ride in Disney dumps into a gift shop. I mean, except Peter Pan or It's a Small World or Dumbo, and I just realized that it used to be the theory that everything did, and now you're like, maybe not.
A good deal of them did.
A good deal.
And the current ones stopped doing it
The
as
smart
much
ones do.
Yeah.
Because your kid is going to want it. They get off a ride they love. That is a captive audience right there. It's very hard. Your kid gets off Winnie the Pooh and dumps in a Winnie the Pooh gift shop.
Well, it's hot in their mind. It's like somebody, it makes an action.
It's good marketing.
Yeah. So from Norway, you hit China. Now, China has multiple things. It's got a really great setup as far as like you see like picture opportunities and all. Because you got like
that's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Opening. It's got the beautiful building in the middle where it has a circle vision kind of like movie whatever for China. You've got a dragon. Might be advertised as Nine Dragons.
Yes.
Is a sit-down restaurant. I will tell you, it's not worthy of a dragon.
Hot take. Josh and I are not
nine.
fans of that restaurant. No disrespect to anybody who works there. I'm sure lovely cast members. We are not fans of it. And I love Chinese
Joy
food.
of tea.
Yeah, I love Chinese food. Josh would rather eat at the quick service. He loves Lotus Blossom. He'd much rather eat there.
I will.
We have reduced dragons based on ratings. So it used to be 9 dragons,
dragon.
and now Josh is standing firm at a dragon. I'll still give it 3 dragons because I haven't been there in a while.
If this was Star Search and they said, and the judges give this 1 1/4 dragons, they're like, and you lose.
Now, they used to have the little Chinese acrobat kids that was a big draw, and then I don't think they do that anymore. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there had to be some kind of issue there. Maybe it was child labor. I don't know, but they don't do that anymore, and that was a really, really
a lot of
cool...
things happen with like COVID and all these things because if you look at like the staffing from EPCOT thing, and years ago, I don't know what the validity is to this, but I did talk to like cast members and all, and I remember this back in the days of Pleasure Island. We had hung out with a couple different people. They're like, oh, we work here, and like we're on our exchange program, and I think one of them, I don't know if they were from Norway or Germany, but they were like, oh well, we come over on the exchange program, and Disney pays us X, but the government also pays this above the minimum wage stuff. Disney pays us minimum, and the government pays us something else above it. So like it's kind of like, or no, it's vice versa. I think the government pays them minimum wage to come over, and then Disney pays them just a little bit more than minimum wage.
Yeah.
So it was something at the time. This is what it was. But they were like these exchange programs. They wanted to come over, and they wanted authenticity of each of the countries. So that's why you see people are really from these things.
I love that.
And they're in college programs, whatever else. But it's nice because I think that now they had to fall off of it. Like during the COVID time, they couldn't get people in there. There wasn't flights coming from certain countries. People couldn't get on like different visa things, whatever else. There wasn't like work stuff or green card things. So there was a lot of confusion, but you go in, you're like, all right, pretty sure you're not from Norway. You could tell because it was like the Asian lady that was from the U.S., but she was working in Norway. I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's not a lot of Asian Norway people. But they had to like, it was kind of like a little mashup in that regard. But they had to do what they had to do to keep things going. Yeah. And you missed it because I always like going.
I like the authenticity.
Interacting with different people.
You learn a lot. You're going there for an educational experience to a degree, especially somebody like me that homeschools. To be able to have people, like when we go to Italy, I would say my son practices his Italian when we go into the Italy pavilion because the people there speak Italian, obviously. So I do miss that authenticity being so consistent. I understand that COVID changed the world in a lot of ways, but I do miss that because I think that was great.
If you look at, like I said, we went and talked about the restaurant, which is 9 Dragons, and then you have
Lotus Blossom.
Quick service is Lotus Blossom. Now I will preface this, like used to be my favorite quick service. It still is kind of, but I wish they had not dumbed down what the portions were for their food, because their orange chicken was always one of my favorite things to get there, and I believe it came with like more stuff to it at one point. Like it had like a kind of like a almost like a vegetable, like maybe peppers, something like that, whatever else it was that was mixed in with the orange chicken. Now it's just kind of a smaller portion. It's still good, but it's like you're getting less but still paying a higher price.
It's shrinkflation. Like, and now if it's a higher price, it's even beyond shrinkflation, but it's kind of like I talk about, I love these Thomas's blueberry bagels that I would buy all the time, and I would just eat the bagel plain, which everybody thinks is weird because it's like they don't put anything on it.
Bagels by the bag. Okay.
But I love blueberry bagels, and the Thomas's were so good. But after COVID, because of like price increases, they started reducing the amount of blueberries in the bagel.
So it tastes
and you're like, this doesn't taste the same. Like it doesn't have, it used to have like really juicy like blueberries in there. Now I think they use like dehydrated blueberries, and this has nothing to do with the World Showcase.
Have you ever seen the movie Casino?
Yes.
Okay, so he's sitting there. He opens. He goes, "Look at your muffin. Look at my muffin.
Yes,
Yours is
yes,
falling apart.
yes.
It's got equal amount of blueberries in every muffin." That's Gina
it
working
is,
for
it
Thomas's.
is. But I'm saying just in
Equal amount
general,
of
I don't buy
blueberries.
them anymore because it's not the same
No,
product
that
without
can
it.
affect taste. It's saying like
100%.
I'm eating,
buying a blueberry bagel, not a bagel with the essence of a blueberry.
Yeah.
Like I bought it because I wanted the blueberries.
It smells like a blueberry.
What I will say about China, though, is something people to know. If you've never been to Disney, again, we like to keep that in mind that not everybody is a regular goer of Disney that listens to our show. One of you might have never been, the 3 people. But know this about culturally in China, however it's managed. You are not allowed to basically carry anything around that store.
We've talked about this.
So
before.
when you go in, please, whatever group you are in, whether it's any box you check in your life, do not take it personally when they do not let you carry and they make you look like it happens to all of us.
I feel like a thief as soon as I walk in
Right.
there.
So if someone, please don't think it's discrimination of any kind. If you go into the China pavilion and they're like, "Can I hold that at the table for you? Can I hold that at the table for you?" They literally do that with everybody. And I think it's an important thing to make note of because someone could easily be offended thinking that,
I
oh my
like to
God,
have
they
fun
think I'm a
with it.
thief.
Be like, "Can I hold that for you?" No, I was going to steal it. How am I going to steal this if you're going to
But it is really cool merch in there. I would say, I wouldn't say call it merch because merch sounds like when you're buying stuff that's got specific, promotional stuff on it, but it's actual authentic Chinese items.
Just
So
like
whether
everything
it's the
else that's in
pajamas,
Disney gift shops.
It's a great it's a great place for jewelry. It's a great place for like Chinese silk pajamas. So that
Doesn't
is
say Mickey made in
but
Detroit.
my thought to you is like, don't think you're going to be able to hold something and think about it. They're going to take it right up to the desk for you or right up to the counter. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, but it does have the Circle
This is
Vision.
made in Thailand.
This is Circle Vision movie, which we have talked about. We hated as children. I can't even really say I love as an adult. I can appreciate it as an adult, that it is very impressive. But the idea of going into a movie and standing and having to keep turning around, I'd much rather sit at the movie in the land where I can sit and face forward the whole time and be comfortable.
I don't want to sit in any of them.
But that is another thing.
But
that
China's
they offer
also
there.
very beautiful because of
It's
the
absolutely
culturally,
beautiful.
it's like
Photos,
taking
beautiful.
care of stuff, and both the Asian countries in there that have Asian representation, like more like that style is. You got China, you got Japan, but they're both manicured beautifully. Like
Absolutely gorgeous. And then they have
gorgeous.
the tea stand right there.
They have the Joy of Tea, which is there. You can get some like boba bubble tea kind of things in there, and then they've actually got like egg rolls at that thing too. So you get them like you can get those on the fly and just grab a couple.
And they
egg rolls, like
additionally
true egg
have a
rolls.
little cart there too during the food festivals that has additional.
And the Chinese one there, that's good. And then they have that, as you go past, you have that big rock formation thing that they have there. It's apparently it has something to it. I forget what exactly it is, but there's meaning to that actual rock. I have to look that up at some point.
Now there is right outside there the India marketplace that is listed on here.
What are you talking about? Across
Is that
from
food? That must be Food and Wine because I'm looking at the map. That must be considered like right next as you're going towards the Africa outpost. I think that's a Food and Wine
they have
booth.
that little, they have the thing there for the kiosk, but that's
Right.
we're just gonna go through the.
No,
actual
I was
countries.
just like, because I was looking at the map and I was trying to make sure we weren't
the
missing
outpost
anything.
for Africa, it's basically like a Coca-Cola station and then some drums. Okay,
yeah.
there. I think it's just
a little
added
bit of
in there,
merch, a little bit of like jewelry
Yeah,
and
there's
stuff.
so there's more like what I would put in the makers category, things like carvings
Artisans,
and stuff like that, more artisan things exactly. So you have
Plenty of tables right there too. So if you are coming from a Food and Wine booth, I don't say plenty, but more
I
so
got
than you're
trash
going to
cans
find.
everywhere I can sit and eat on.
But they've got little tables that you could sit there if you wanted to take your food from another booth and have a seat because that's not
But
always
you get a couple
available.
little items from there, and like I said, during Food and Wine, they have some setups there where they actually have some good items and are healthy portions in that area, so that's good. But as you go through Africa, you come upon Germany. So Germany, it's got that whole outside part for Food and Wine, which is a very large outside kiosk. I think it's broken out between a couple of them, I want to say. Yeah. So you have like one's more like the food part, and there's one's more like a dessert kind of thing, I want to say.
Yeah, it says there's Marketplace, the Alps, and then Germany. So there's those are the booths. They call them Marketplace.
Yeah, so it's kind of like it's separated in that. But this not being Food and Wine, just being talking about going around the country, as you come up on Germany and along the side, I love the videos that put up. Say, have you seen this secret thing in Disney about like Snow White's wishing well? And they're like, oh, if you go down this path, I'm like, it's out in the open, guys. This is where she does her meet and greet. And they're like, here, you could put wishes in the thing here. I'm like, this thing is just sit stationary. Yes, you could do these kind of things if you want, but that's not really the purpose behind it. It's kind of more like a clickbait kind
It's
of
on
deal.
the map.
It's right there. It's sitting. It's
on
not
the
down like
map.
some hidden pathway. It's like, oh, you're not gonna miss it. Trust me. especially with the line of people waiting to see Snow White. But as you pass that, you get to the caramel couche. The
Caramel coochie.
The caramel coochie, as we always call
Caramel
it.
coochie is a delicious
But it's
little...
It's a Werther's caramel place, okay?
Delicious.
Now, it smells heavenly. They've got a lot of things.
So
and my
good.
wife will die on this hill that they need to bring back the chocolate and caramel covered pineapple spear.
Oh, they were so good.
They are incredible. It was amazing. We would look forward to getting it every time. They haven't had it in quite some time. I think they discontinued it completely. But they have so many different items that are dipped in chocolate, and they have caramel with them. And they're just like,
so
it's
delicious.
a
They
decadence.
also, Josh, have the Werther's caramel liquor flight.
Yeah.
So it's 4 Werther's original caramel mini squares inspired by cinnamon whiskey, rum chata, peanut butter whiskey, and hazelnut.
And it all makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing on that one. You've got that one. You've got like the little shop where it's got like, I guess, more like Christmassy items and everything in it in Germany, where it's right next door.
Yeah.
So you got like ornaments and things of that nature. But where I always stop in Germany, because remember, at Germany, it's beer, Oktoberfest, everything else. But they have the wine cellar. It's like down on the one side. Now, it was the only place I can find Francis Connor beer, which is a Hefeweizen, and I go and get that immediately every time. People go in there and get the pear brandy like shots and everything, because it is like lighter fluid. I mean, it's got
back in the day, we used to do the wine flight as shots.
Yeah. So we did everything as shots because we're horrible, degenerate people. But
not anymore.
People go in there and get the pear brandy, and they're like, okay, they'll do a shot of that, or they'll do the little chocolate, whatever one they've got in there too. So that's a great place. Like I said, if you
I
want
like
to grab
it in
a
there. I
drink-
like the vibe in there. And they're always very friendly. There's
Yeah.
different options
And you can go
available
in
for
the,
drinks.
Yeah, and you can go in the Crystal store and see the big things. Oh, this is a $200,000 EPCOT ball or whatever else. You're like, oh my goodness, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And they have like, I've gotten before, you can get like the German like mugs, like the glass mugs, and not like the Steins, but like ones that then they'll be glass etched. So I got those for a couple buddies, one trip. But they have a lot of nice things you can get from there. And there's a store across the way that has like the cuckoo clocks and all those things and more like German stuff. And there's actually, I think there was a character meet and greet that if you have a certain thing, you can get into on the other side. The last time I was in there.
Dopey.
I think it was Dopey. If I don't know if it was an annual pass thing.
Yeah, it
or
was
if
annual
legit.
pass. It was dopey.
Um,
I will say, though, the beer garden that is there is our sister Missy's favorite. Her whole family.
If you like that fare,
Yes,
it is.
it's
It's
great.
expensive, but it's worth it if you like.
I'm going to
that.
say this because it's dinner and a show, meal and a show. That already you have to factor some of the price into that. It is a buffet, so you can serve yourself as much as you want. I'm not a huge German food person. I don't love foods that end in the word worst, but I have gone before because I always say in Disney, if I'm in Disney and I'm with a bunch of people, I really have to hate something to say I'm not going to do it or eat there because I can always find something. So when we went the last time, it was kind of impromptu. We changed our plans. We're like, let's all go to beer garden. I had a blast. I
Oh,
was
it's
down
great.
there dancing. I was having a great time. We were all drinking the giant beers. It was so much fun. So to me, that outweighed the fact that I was kind of going for like salad and whatever sausage I did
If you
recognize
think
and some
you're going to
potatoes.
spend in upwards of $60 a person or whatever
Right.
it is to eat there in general, not including really alcohol and everything you do it. So you can easily spend over $100 and some a person if you're out there to drink.
Yeah.
It depends if you've got people that can really drink. I think there's plenty of options for people on the buffet itself. It is a buffet thing. It's not limited. So you figure you're going to get an all-you-can-eat experience and a show. So for that, yeah, maybe it's a better
Yeah.
deal than most things.
And it's the same price
But
for lunch
Don't go
or
there
dinner.
if you're pecking, like if you're feeling like you're just gonna peck at something and like I'm gonna do a show, it's not gonna be worth it to you.
Yeah. You
But
gotta
it
go
also
for the
it's gotta
experience
depend on your
price.
stomach, like what your stomach can tolerate, because again, some of those foods do not digest well for some people. Some people have more food sensitivities,
Yeah.
so you kind of want to. Then they always work with people.
Salad,
Disney's-
chicken, potato
Disney
chips.
is great.
Potato chips.
Disney is great at catering to food sensitivities and allergies, because
Yeah.
they'll come up and say, "I'll go there." I've seen it before. We've gone with somebody. They went to another restaurant to grab noodles or whatever they needed that were gluten free. They're like, "Oh, we'll run down here. We'll have somebody send them.
Yeah.
Well, no problem." That's great knowing that stuff because it pays to know. Obviously, because you don't get sick, you don't have issues or whatever else, and it's good for
Right.
Disney to do it. So, I would say beer garden. I don't mind doing. I'd like to actually do it again soon because I can eat these things, but my family
I
does
do
not.
it.
My family, I think
It's who you're
my
with.
wife would be able to eat a few things. My daughter, I think, wouldn't dig the
Yeah,
kind
I don't
of
think it'd be
stuff,
worth
but-
it for her.
But I think we go and probably do whatever.
If you're
I'm
with the
gonna say my
right
wife
crew
was
of
okay with
people
it.
and you're going for the fun, I wouldn't go there for the meal specifically. I would
And the
go
show's
because it is a
entertaining.
very
We got the
fun.
little music
It's
stuff
like
on the
being at
sides
a
and
German
everything.
wedding reception or something. Like it just feels so fun and engaging
Well,
and
it's
interactive.
like the old days of the Man Show too, where they like Ziggy's like they do like a whole like Cheers
I
thing.
enjoy that. Also, but yeah, so I would go to that if I was with like a good group of people. I wouldn't pick it.
They have outdoor, like walk up like little beer tap kind of things wherever you can get some stuff and they go in a couple different spots.
Yeah.
In Germany.
Then
So if you're out there to drink.
Summerfest, I believe, is where they sell that pretzel. I am not a fan. I feel like
it's the driest pretzel
the
in the world.
driest pretzel on
hot
earth.
Garbage. Hot
I am
garbage.
not a fan of that. But again, some good little options
Yeah, if you like
as far
a
as
really
drinks
dry,
and stuff.
overly done pretzel, then
Yeah,
you
I'm
can
not
go
a
do
fan of
that.
that.
And then they have, we can only imagine the pronunciation of the Glaskunst, but it's spelled Kunst. Spell it, say it however you want. I won't do it for you.
See you next country.
Yeah, see you next Tuesday on this one. But that's like a place where you can make little things. They have a little thing where you can make. I want to say it's like jewelry stuff in there now.
Could be.
But that's not bad. And then also during Flower and Garden, they've got like a tremendous display, like the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Like it's all those topiaries that look gorgeous.
It's
and
a fun country.
Right
It's
there
a
actually
fun
is also
vibe.
where the launch is for the boat.
It's
The
a
boat
very
launch is right
fun
there.
country. I enjoy Germany, even though I'm not a big fan of German food. I think it's a fun vibe.
And it's got a good bathroom there. The bathroom in Germany is not bad. Like it's adequate enough where you have some privacy if you need to go after you've gone to Oktoberfest or Beer Garden. Yeah. So sometimes nature calls. And this is
Noted.
the Code Brown.
Now to the homeland.
Now where we go.
The homeland. Italy.
To Italy, yes. So
Yeah.
Italy it's where we're from, right around the way. Mm-hmm. Italy, I will say something about this. It's not a hot take with it. I miss Alfredo's. Mm-hmm. I miss Alfredo's something terrible. And those of you who did not get to experience Alfredo's the restaurant, right now it's Tutto Italia. Okay. It was so decadent. I know I use that word a lot, but this was like beyond it. Their fettuccine Alfredo came from the original or like fettuccine Alfredo like recipe. Everything else is this is where the whole origin of the restaurant was from.
So good.
It was the most oily, greasy,
Speaking of tummy
cheesy
hurt.
thing that you're like, you take one and stick to your ribs, and you're like, I can't
we got
walk
it
around
every
the park. But it was
single
the
time.
first bite of that was heaven.
It was
It's like,
so
oh
good.
my goodness. I mean, it was like, you're like, geez, this is amazing.
It was
But
so good.
For me, it was one of the best things.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. I like Via Napoli because I do enjoy their
I like
pizza.
the vibe in there too.
The vibe's great. I love the big
Ovens
that have the names on there,
faces
like
and,
Vesuvius. They have all these different like things on there.
Yeah.
Those are amazing. I love that. I think the vibe's great, like you said. I love the pizza. The taste of the pizza is best by far on property is at Via Napoli. The one outside, the walk-up window has that thick, pillowy, whatever it is. Horrible, disgusting. Skip it if you can. It is not pizza and it is horrible. But no offense, guys. I'm like, if you like that, but seriously, you're wrong.
Yeah.
But
and then there's Tutu small table.
yeah, and Tutu, and then the.
But I do love
wine
the vibe
bar.
in there. I do that Tutu Gusto. I love that.
Well,
vibe.
the wine bar is one thing. The vibe in the little thing where you have the thing, but the actual restaurant, like it's saying, like
No, Tutto Italia is the restaurant.
Yeah.
Tutto Gusto is the wine cellar, and I enjoyed the vibe, except for the fact if you heard our bonus episode about it, we called it Tutu small table. Josh did because
You could not get
there were
plates
three
on
of
it.
us, and they put us at this high top, and we were eating. They knew we were eating. And it was like, okay, there's not a lot of room here. Great little espresso martinis. They batch make those, and those are fun to have.
Oh,
you're
I
drinking
would
around.
recommend the espresso martini.
But the vibe and Tutto Italia, I have not eaten in there in a long time, I will say. But I do miss Alfredo's. Alfredo's was such a vibe. I do enjoy Via Napoli. So I'm gonna give we stopped rating these. We decided we weren't rating the numbers
yeah, if you
anymore.
want
as
to
we
throw
walked
in a
around.
rating here and there, you can.
But
food wise,
I will say the disappointment of Italy, because I love the shops in there. I love going into the little other wine section that you can go into.
the
near
aesthetics are
front.
beautiful.
I always tell everybody my hack is if you really love Prosecco, go up to the little Prosecco cart where they have the wine and ask for a double, and then it will be the same price as 2 glasses, but they're pouring it in a pint cup instead of a glass, so you don't have to go back twice. And so that's a nice sipper for a round. So it's basically like a $24 drink, but what isn't these days? Is the disappointment for Italy comes with the festivals. Why is Italy's food historically garbage at the festival?
Well, the thing is, okay, I'll say this, and I
just saw 3 ratings for the current food and wine that people rated
So
every
Italy,
dish,
yes.
and Italy
is
was like
always like
garbage,
something.
garbage,
They'll do
garbage.
like a tricolor pasta. They'll do this. Or they have a shrimp thing. I'm like, listen, stop. concentrate on doing something good. And before, because remember, people go to Via Napoli and get the pizza there. The pizza's good. They were doing something where they had more as like a rectangle pizza that was cut down, so it was still kind of like triangles. They did those at Food and Wine at one year, and I don't know why they ever took it away. It was probably the best selling. It was the best tasting pizza. It was actually good. It was just cheese pizza, and you're like, it was really, really good. And I'm like, why do you not have this, first of all the time? Second of all, it's like, why take it away from that booth when it was actually successful? I want to expand my palate. I want to try different things. In Italy, I'm like, here, come on, throw something at me. I'll go and try it. But I'm like, this isn't, And I get you have to, it's rapid. When you're doing like Food and Wine, you have to do it, but it doesn't stop somebody like Canada making like a filet and all and having it's delicious.
Right.
And that's a little bit different. So I'm like, just try harder, Italy.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that like the other little wine area where you can go in, you can get like your Rosa Regale or something,
like
or get little wine flights.
Yeah.
Or something.
And it's a beautiful pavilion. It's beautiful.
Oh, they say it's great. The tower in the
Sometimes
middle.
I feel like they still do entertainment outside.
Oh, they do. No, they do the guy. They do the mime. They do the mime guy that goes around and does like the tightrope walking, throwing the ball.
Because they used to be the ones that had the people that were made to look like
statues.
And that was so amazing. Go
I
and
think
get
it was
your
also
pictures
the
with
fact
them.
is that with the increased temperature and how hot it was and what they were wearing, I think these people were almost dying.
But you don't have to do it all year round.
Because they were draped in these things.
You don't have to do it all year round. You could do it just in the winter months. You know what I mean? Like
maybe they will. And they used to do that somewhere else. They used to do it in France too, where they had the guy balancing like the chairs and everything.
Yeah, I enjoy those little aspects. They add to like the cultural significance of the pavilion, which I'm here for. Also, Italy is a great place. It's a very popular place for weddings because it has that big outstretch right there, like the Isola, the area with great photos for EPCOT. Nope, for Spaceship Earth. Where you can stand out there and just really, really beautiful. It's a lovely spot.
And I will point out on this too, as we go through this stuff, this will probably be a 2-part episode because World Showcase is large and like we're about halfway and we're about nearing out of time. So I don't want to shortchange any particular country or make it much, much longer.
Yeah, I agree.
For this episode. But we'll say this part 1 of this, and we'll continue it later. But the next country you come to, it's about halfway point, would be America.
America.
So you have the American Adventure as it's put. I do like the fact Gina hates barbecue. Gina hates barbecue, and the was it the Regal Eagle is the barbecue joint there,
Regal
which actually
Eagle
has decent food. It's the Regal Eagle. What did I say? The Regal Eagle.
Regal Eagle Smokehouse.
Yeah, the smokehouse.
Named after Sam Eagle.
So. Actually has decent food. I mean, if you're a barbecue aficionado, it's not gonna be like, oh yeah, this is like from Franklin Barbecue in Austin. No, it's not. It's not that kind of thing. But it's decent enough for a theme park to have some flavor, big portion kind of stuff, and satisfy you. Now they have like the outside bar there where you can get some kind of cool cocktails. It takes forever there. I will tell you this: that bar is slow. It is not like you can rapid fire. It's right to the left of the smokehouse. But it's like you go up there, they got different like little
I don't know that I've ever gone there.
Simple cocktails. It's just a walk up.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever even gone there for anything.
It takes a while to get a drink there, almost every time. So that one I kind of
There's
like.
also isn't there like a turkey leg spot right outside there too?
It's in front. It's the Fife and Drum.
Right. Yeah.
Fife and Drum is where you get the turkey leg, maybe
and
like
the
fries
DVC.
or something else there. Which everybody, if you want to go around looking like caveman, it's up to you. The big emu leg. Yeah. I'm like, no, like the people are sitting there picking it and taking the bone, picking their teeth. I'm like, whatever. But American Adventure's in there, and people have their feelings on this. It's not like the same as like the Hall of Presidents. I mean, this is a full-on stage show.
This is great.
Really
10
engaging.
out of 10. I love this.
I love it.
Love
but
it.
I also love the pre-game stuff. If you want to get out of the heat,
I miss them dressing in their authentic garb, though. They don't do that all the time. Now they dress a lot more like in modern day clothes, and then they sometimes do, like maybe on holidays or something.
Acoustics inside that building are wonderful, and they sit in that kind of Oculus right there, and they're like, oh, here it's just beautiful voices, the Voice of Liberty. They do a whole thing. I like when it's around the holidays and they start doing like some holiday songs and all. Yeah, that's fun. But going in there, I feel like the accessibility of the American Adventure kind of sucks with like the escalators and like some of the elevator things. Going up to go down and like
memory about that I haven't shared on here. A memory that I always think of when I walk in the American Adventure. We were little, like mom and dad were still together. That's how little we were. And I remember sitting there, dad would always have us go, the little kids go sit up front and you do the ring around the Voices of Liberty. And they were singing Skip to My Lou. And it's so funny the things you remember. I can't remember what I was going to say earlier today or halfway through a conversation, but I remember this vividly. And the guy came up and he was like, lost my girlfriend. What do I do? And then he came up to me and he did the little like, never find one pretty as you, never find one pretty as you. And then the guy said to me, which nowadays would be very frowned upon, because he was like, oh, you're such a pretty little girl. Do you have a boyfriend? And I was like, no.
How
and he's
old were
like,
you?
like probably 8. He
Okay,
was like, do you have a... I said, this would not fly today.
Listen.
That
That wasn't okay then.
I'm just saying, it gets worse.
You're a pretty little girl. Here's my van.
It gets worse. It gets worse.
It can't get worse than that. What the hell's wrong with you?
He goes, do you have a boyfriend? And I said no. And he goes, do you want one? And I said no, but then it also gets a little weirder.
Do you remember the episode we were canceled on?
Okay, wait. I didn't say it. The guy said it. Anyway, and then Dad goes, because dads are just funny. And again, I don't want to make Dad look bad, but I remember Dad saying to me, you should have said, my dad's my boyfriend. I was like, what the heck?
What did we go into? None of these things are okay.
To be clear, my dad is not my boyfriend or inappropriate anyway. But I'm just saying, that was a memory I have every single time I walk in the American Adventure.
I don't even know what to say. That'd be the last thing I thought about. It's like,
I can't help it. I think it every single time. But
remember when I was almost abducted by the Voices of Liberty?
On to happier notes, I love the American Adventure Pavilion. I love that show. It is so well put together. The animatronics are awesome. The storytelling, it is a great educational experience. I love it, love it, love it. I love the music. I will listen to it when I'm not there. I just feel like
I'm judging you hard from across the room.
Judging me? I was the innocent victim.
Why did it take 40-some years to tell this
I've told
story?
the story before. I just didn't tell it on the show before. Now I know why.
Oh, gross. Yeah, it's off-putting.
But anyway,
But
you should get off-putting.
Yeah, because it's fat. God, the
Shout
things that
out
happen
to,
in there. I'm like,
Between
that's
Two
just...
Ferns.
No, but I will say this. Like, I do enjoy some of the things they put out, Food and Wine, for the American Adventure area. The bathroom's great there, too. Great in bathrooms.
That is a great
bathroom. Behind
Lots
where
of
they have,
stalls.
like, the fun station for the kids and all.
Yeah, Kid Cot.
It's, because you don't want to go in the ones where you're like, you feel like when nature calls, you feel like you're like...
Now, isn't there a
somebody's
Club
waiting right outside the
33
door.
there?
Huh?
Isn't there a Club 33
Club 33
there?
in Epcot is, yes, it's right to the right of
Because it used to be the
American
Chase
Adventure.
Lounge, didn't it? Used to be a Chase Lounge.
Think of some sort, but it's like there's the doors into American Adventure, and then right to the right you'll see, if you look on the wall, you'll see the little
33
brass box that says 33 on it. That's where the Club 33 is in Epcot.
That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah, that's which I'm hoping at some point to be able to go to these, because
Right.
I haven't done that yet. But it's a pretty big area there. Plus, then at the end of American Adventure, you have like the funnel cake stand, and in front of the American Adventure, you have the outdoor theater.
Oh yeah,
Right
or all the
there.
concerts, Candlelight
So you have
Processional, Eat
that
to
where
the
it's
Beat,
Eat to
Garden
the Beat.
Rocks.
It's all those things, and they have great bands that play there. Because remember, Disney's
do.
got the budget. They're like, okay, we'll play. You're gonna play 2 days, and
So just know, if you do one of those dining packages, like I'm doing Eat to the Beat for Boys to Men, if you get one of those dining packages, you are guaranteed good seating, so you don't have to line up a million miles before it. If you don't do a dining package, you can just choose to line up early to get prime seating. But even if you don't enter and you just want to
you can
hear
just
the
stand
music,
out there and hear it.
you can just hear the music from standing out there. Lots of people do that.
I've seen all kinds of it. Of course, Joey
Sugar
Fatone
Ray,
was
we
always
all
there.
see
Sugar
Sugar
Ray's
Ray every
always
single
was
time.
there. And this is weird that he's not there this time, but it's like I usually like rounds everything
Sorry, I was
out.
slurping.
So I've seen like again, Boys to Men has been there.
Yeah.
Sheila E.
Tiffany.
Hooba Stank, Tiffany. There's there's all kinds of things that you hear. You're like, wow, this is really good. Starship, of course, because it always reminds me of the movie Mannequin. Every time I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna stop us now.
So
but
that is the American Pavilion, and
But
it
that's
is
great.
a
Like,
great.
we'll-
Because
and
you
we'll
also know
pause.
you're halfway around the lagoon when you get
because you're looking
there.
across and it's like look across the water. It's nice. But we'll pause at that point of things. So we got to American Adventure. The next topic would be coming upon Japan and then going on from there and kind of recapping everything in there. But Gina, why don't you tell everybody who we're shouting out? Because we're gonna do a shout out. Yeah.
Shout out. I'm going to do a little bit of a rapid fire shout out here
quickly.
for some friends that we interact with pretty frequently on social media. I want you to give them a follow. We have Force Perspective. We have WDW Jedi, Mordini Magic, Travel with the Davenports. and One Day Out There. I want to give them all shout outs. They're kind of like their own little community, very supportive of each other, all awesome. And
really cool.
Disney Trip Report podcast is another one I've just recently connected with, and we hope after our November trip. But basically, their podcast is talking to people about their Disney trips, like specifically recapping Disney trips. Some friends of ours have been on there, so I want to give a shout out to them as well. And another little mini shout out to our friends, Three Sisters Do Disney. They are awesome. They remind me so much of us, that their sibling, connection and their love of Disney. Hope to see them.
People that don't love Disney, but we love y'all.
Thank you to all those friends. If I missed any of you, I will make sure and hit you up on the next one. But I try to do everything off the top of my head. Why when I have paper and pen in front of me,
guys.
I could be doing that, writing it down, but I failed. Big time.
And make sure you're following on our social medias.
Yes, you can find us at BBT Magic Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. We have a Facebook, and then if you are watching this video on YouTube, please subscribe, like the video, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. If you're listening on Spotify, please also give us a follow and a like. And as always, we do love your comments. We do respond back. We always make a note. Right now on socials, I would say, when Josh is doing
respond back to your comment before you post it.
I was when I'm out of town. If you're not hearing from me, it's because there's something else precluding me from being on social media. But for Josh's Underworld series, I have let him take the lead on responding back to people individually, and then I'll go back and like comments so it's not bombarding everybody with notifications. But anyway, check that out if you haven't checked out Josh's Underworld series
I appreciate
on
that.
social
Show the
media.
support on that, and also show support for this podcast by going to themeparkchuckle.com and grabbing a Disney-based T-shirt or two, like the throwback Bring Back the Magic podcast shirt featuring an old Pleasure Island-esque kind of design.
I love that one. It's one of my
but miking it up. All right, that's our friend Mike.
Love it.
So,
love it.
Thank you guys for joining us for what I think was another great episode. It's part one of two.
Yeah, so stay tuned.
So stay tuned for
to
that
be
next
continued.
Part. To be continued. But thank you guys for joining us. Please watch your head and step as you exit the podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Bring back the magic for all to see. Together we'll discover all the joy and glow. In every story, there's a little bit of gold. Join our podcast adventure, let the magic unfold.